Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. I'm Platter V. Series videos I do for a little while now. I go over there to try out food and drink items. I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks. I'm not going to lie. I wasn't really planning on reviewing this, but they didn't have the thing that I was going to review, and I just panicked, and so here we are now. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there and try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering about for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside the truck, and whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside the truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, that means I was on my way home from work and I found some shit to review for you. That's sort of the case today. I did just get off of work, and like I said, I came to this particular location because I was like, I'd heard about a thing, so I was going to review the thing. They didn't have the thing yet. So, what is the thing that I ended up reviewing? What are we doing here? What's the whole thing? Well, folks, I went over there and I headed back out to boom, Starbucks. Let's get a thing for the thing. Ha 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 ha. Sure. What is this? This is their Pistachio Latte, which isn't super interesting, and it's been out for a little bit, which is why I hadn't reviewed it. But I'd heard that they were gonna have a what was it? It was like something like a chocolate covered cherry or strawberry latte or some shit, which I was like, that sounds like some shit I could get behind. But I don't know. I guess they haven't rolled it out at all the locations yet or something like that. So Pistachio Latte is, just a secondary prize. Sure. I reviewed a number of things from Starbucks. I reviewed both of the Oleato fucking drinks, so if you want to know about that stuff, go ahead and watch those. But in the meantime, just go over here and try this. I also have, the beginning of a headache, so I'm hoping this helps. It'll either help or make it worse or do nothing. Yeah, okay. 2 out of those 3 things are good. Ooh, foamy. Okay. That's nice. It's nice, it's rich, it's creamy. I like it. It's got a nice pistachio flavor to it. Okay. I like pistachios, man. I've actually been trying to eat more pistachios. I've heard that they're good for, they have, certain health benefits and stuff. I don't know if they actually do or not, but, fancy websites are like, superfoods, and I'm like, all right. I do this show. And it's really interesting because the pistachio flavor isn't the normal type of pistachio flavor I would expect. There's almost a little bit of a roasted pistachio kind of quality to it. Yeah, there's because if you have normal pistachios, they're good. They're very unique in their flavor. They have kind of a fattiness to them almost. They almost have a buttery kind of texture, and not texture, but kind of mouthfeel or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm doing. My head is a little bit right now. But with this, it's not just that. It's not just the somewhat butteriness of the flavor and everything like that. There's a little bit of kind of an earthiness too, which is kind of nice because it's a nut. Nuts typically have an earthy kind of quality. Yeah, and you get. There's kind of a couple different layers of the pistachio flavor that you get. The first is just sort of that very palatable kind of butteriness, like I was talking about. And then after that, that's when the sort of the earthiness, almost like the roasted kind of aspect comes into play, and it kind of hits you. And it's surprising. I wasn't expecting it to have that added level of dimension. I figured it would just be, the straight pistachio flavor that we're all, kind of that's like a pistachio ice cream kind of thing. My head hurts. But it's nice. Like I said, it's nice, it's rich, it's creamy, it's very smooth to drink. The coffee aspect, the latte aspect is very light. The pistachio is definitely doing the bulk of the flavor work, but the coffee's there, but it doesn't have like a super strong presence. It's more just a vehicle for the flavor. There's no like, there's none of like the coffee bitterness or that kind of, darker aspect to the coffee. It's really just there, very light, very just. Again, it is here to facilitate the pistachio flavor, and personally, I'm fine with that. Like, if you watch my reviews, I review coffee stuff, and I like coffee stuff, but I don't actually like coffee just plain by itself very much. So if you can go over there and cram a bunch of stuff on top of it, I'm typically down with it. And in this case, I definitely am. Yeah. It's just tasty. Like, I don't have, if I had any criticism for it, it's that I was surprised by, again, just the fact that it had a little bit more dimension to it than I was expecting. But I am a little bit also surprised that maybe it doesn't have the level of oomph in terms of like the flavor profile that I was expecting. Yeah, I think that would probably be my only real point of contention, is that it's good. I like it. It's a nice, easy drink. But I almost wish there was more of that, that nice kind of buttery pistachio flavor, then followed up with, again, sort of that earthiness. But it's a little bit more vague than that. It's there, certainly very present. You're not going to mistake it for anything else. But, I think a little bit punchier would have personally just been my preference. But it's good. It's a little bit kind of, it's a little bit humdrum, which is part of the reason why I didn't review it up until now, because it was just kind of like, okay, I didn't really see it as being anything noteworthy. But 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Maybe and sure. It's not going to get a resounding recommendation from me, but there's nothing I dislike about it. It is nice. Like I said, I wish it had a little bit more oomph to it. But overall, it's a tasty drink. I just think that, I think if I'm going to Starbucks anyway, the pricing and everything like that, I don't know. I think I would probably go for something a little bit more spectacular. But at the same time, it's not a bad option. And I think that's why, as far as like if I were to recommend it to somebody, like, yeah, sure. I'm not going to go over there and tell you to go out of your way for it. But if you are at a Starbucks and you want to try it, give it a go, because, yeah, it is tasty. And, like I said, it's got some interesting pistachio notes to it. You can get down with it, feeling a little bit fancy. You don't believe me? What's that? That's pinky out. That's what we're doing right now. That's how fucking fancy I can be. But yeah. 5 things before I get out of here, though. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, splendiferous rest of your folks. Go over there, have yourselves a truly pistachio superfood-tastic rest of your life. I don't know if superfoods are really things. Like, are those, is it just one of those buzzword things that, like, Dr. Oz and fucking assholes like him were shilling, 15 years ago? That guy's such a douchebag. And I hate that I fucking kind of, I went with him a little bit, because, he's the doctor and everything. For a little while, I was going over there, I was taking, green coffee extract vitamins, are supposed to go over there and like help out, kind of with your digestion, kind of help, your metabolism a little bit with weight loss. At the time I was going to the gym a lot. I was, trying to lose the belly. And yeah, no, that's all bullshit. And he was just a douchebag. Anyway, folks, 2 final things. Folks, number 1, try to bring some positivity in your world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not as easy as saying in the world not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. And you know what? As much as I might go over there and shit on the guy, and I think it's honestly pretty fair, I'm sure he has gone over there and helped some people and stuff like that. So to that end, we'll take... But when we run into situations where we might be getting ripped off by celebrity doctors, and mind you, this was years ago, okay? I was in my 20s, so I'm smarter now. A little bit smarter. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, the thing that I want to do, as soon as I'm done here, go home and go lay down. I think I've just got a headache because I'm, like, mildly dehydrated. And mind you, like, mildly, like, not bad. But usually when I'm at work, like, I'm constantly down and stuff. Like, it's just, just the way that I am naturally. And because I was doing so many things during the course of the night, I just wasn't really on it. And so I think by the end of the night, it was just like, and my brain's, like, drying out. Anyway, this has been a weird thing where I talked about Dr. Oz and my brain, and hopefully, first of all, you don't get shilled over by celebrity doctors or what the fuck ever. Please do your own research and everything. But beyond that, hopefully you don't have an impending headache that, you're going to have to deal with, because that's just not good for anybody. Anyway, bye!